Hi, Leslie. I'm really glad to see you today. I do want to start out, just before we get talking, that everything we talk about is confidential unless you have like a plan for suicide or homicide or any kind of harm like that. Just to protect both of us, I have to report that. But otherwise, it's all confidential. So, what brings you today?
Well, I'm here because I'm in a relationship, with my boyfriend, and I just feel like he's devoting a lot more time to his job than to me. And we actually work at the same uh, police station. He's a cop, and I'm the lab tech, so I run all the stuff he needs, fingerprints and whatnot. But I just feel like everything is about casework and case study, and nothing is like a personal, like not even resembling romance. We don't have that kind of relationship anymore. It's just a little bit frustrating.
How long have you been with it?
So we've been dating for 3 months. I actually just moved into town 5 months ago, so I'm relatively new. Yeah, so I mean, we're getting kind of serious. It's been a while, but I feel like we've kind of hit a rut, at least for me.
Um, so how was your relationship? Can you tell me a little about how your relationship was before you started working in the same place?
Yeah, so I mean, before I transferred to the same police station, he was always very dedicated to his job, and that was part of what I really liked about him. Was he was so ethical and focused and dedicated and just passionate about everything that he did. But I feel like it was more on the side when we were dating before we were together, because we saw each other out of work situations, and it would run over a little bit just because that's who he is, but he still took the time and made the effort to try to leave work at work. And now that we both work there, it's just work 24/7 all the time.
So you say it feels like work 24/7 all the time. Can you elaborate on that?
Well, yeah, like I said before, so he would at least make an effort when we were just dating to, like I said, leave work at work and try to focus on like the now, whatever we were doing. But now, because I know what's going on, what his cases he's working on and whatnot, and he knows that I know, he likes to talk about it outside of work, and I just feel like that's all we talk about, and I'm totally like there for him, supporting. I mean, that's part of the reason like I wanted to be in his station was to help him with these cases, but not all the time. I mean, there's a time and a place for everything, right? So I don't know.
So it sounds like you're kind of conflicted. Like you want to help him. You're there. Like that's part of the reason you moved.
Yes.
So you could be there and help him more. But then now it feels like it's always helping. Like everything is always.
Yes, that's exactly how I'm feeling. So I mean, he takes everything very seriously and personally. So if he doesn't close a case, it's because he wasn't good enough. He wasn't smart enough to catch whoever. And I wanted to help ease some of that, burden, get that burden off of his shoulders and help him realize that, he's got people there to help him. And I wanted to be one of those, people. And now, and I'm all for talking about cases, outside of work in our line, like it's bound to happen. You need somebody to kind of vent to. But now it's like over dinner or over, just talking. We sitting watching a movie and he wants to turn around and talk about the case. Like, I don't know what to do anymore.
So it sounds like it's just you're kind of at a loss.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Have you talked to him about this?
Yeah, I've tried a few times, but I just don't think he really gets where I'm coming from. Okay. Because like I said, his job is so all-encompassing to him. I honestly don't think he sees a time of day where he's not in cop mode. He's always just 24/7. That's who he is. And like I said, like that's part of the reason why, like I fell in love with him. But it's just like
it's just too much.
Yes, like I fell in love with the man, not the uniform. So.
Okay. So you're now working with him on these cases. So is he working more complex cases? Like, does it just take more brain work, and or is he just working more cases?
A little bit of both. So his cases that he generally tends to get are a lot more intensive than the average cop. Obviously, I can't disclose what these are about to you. But also, as soon as he closes them, he picks up another one.
Okay.
He always has to be working. He always has to be trying to catch another criminal. Otherwise, he feels like it's time wasted. So he works generally just a lot more cases than most cops because he never lets himself take a break. It's just nonstop.
So, so you work these cases with him?
Yes.
Have you felt like you've been in a heightened sense of stress, or that you feel that you find it harder to keep work at work since working with him?
I mean, I've always been pretty good about leaving work stuff, within the confines of the building, and then when I get home, I generally just focus on other things, other aspects of life. But with him, I haven't really noticed that I've become more stressful. I've just noticed his heightened level of stress, and of course that affects me because I see him so often. But no, I don't think my stress level is like increasing directly. I just want to help him decrease his.
So you say you're pretty new to the city.
Yeah.
You've only been here a couple months before you met him.
Yeah.
So since you're pretty new, have you had the chance to like really meet a lot of people outside of him, or are you involved in anything? Or
yeah, I go to I'm actually in a really good book club. I meet up with a lot of girlfriends about every other week.
Okay.
Maybe less. Our schedules get kind of hectic. It's hard to meet up, but so I go to that. I don't do a lot of like in-town stuff. I'm more of a homebody personally, but I'll go out every now and then, get a coffee, or stop at a bookstore. So it's not that I'm like completely secluded. I know other people, and I have other friends, other girlfriends. Not anybody really close. Like I obviously don't have any family around here, but I feel like I have a good enough network of people.
So I just want to recap so I'm on the same page as you. Yeah. So you're pretty new to the city. You're pretty new to the relationship.
Yes.
And you're having some trouble with your relationship in that your boyfriend does not seem to be able to separate work and relationship. And this has increased since you started working together in the same place.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So tell me, did you offer to switch to this other station, or did somebody assign you?
It was a conscious decision on my part. I had to kind of talk, my supervisors into it, but they were more than willing. I mean, they lab tech at the before me at that station was just awful. So
so it wasn't really a hard decision for them.
Exactly. Exactly. It was just kind of like, we have an open spot, like you can take it. I'd like to think I'm good at my job.
Okay. So have you had the chance? How long have you been working at this new station?
For about the same amount of time we've been dating, a little bit less. So I'd say a little bit under 3 months. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay. So which means you've been working at this station longer than you were at the last station?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So have you gotten a chance to really get to know the other people working at have you found at all that they're all kind of in the same boat? Like, is it just the station that they all are kind of fighting all the time, or is it him and you kind of notice that this is like a singular thing?
Yeah, well, he's just a very special case, my boyfriend. So a lot of the cops, of course, take their job seriously, and his partner is one of the best cops on the force with him. Okay. So I'm very glad that they're working together, but I feel like his partner has a very different sense of when to, call it quits and leave it home. I think mostly it's him. The cops are very good at their job, but they don't seem as focused and all consumed by it as he is.
Okay. All right. So I think this for now is a pretty good place to stop. We can. Is this a good time for you?
Yeah, this works.
All right. So we'll meet this same time next week,
Mhm.
and just so we're on the same page.
Yeah.
So we'll probably go over just maybe this week think about like pay attention more to kind of how he interacts with like his partner and
Okay.
everyone, and just kind of this how people are in stress levels with him,
Right.
compared to him, and it sounds good.
Okay.
All right, we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming in.